There's something wrong with our generation's mentality of what love is, and maybe it has to do with movies and the way we grew up. You know, as a girl, you grow up with the Disney princesses where, you know, she gets rescued by, you know, this handsome, rich, well-off, totally secure, totally independent, awesome guy who rides in on a horse and basically saves her, you know, from whatever drama she's in, and they kiss and make love and it's happily ever after. And I think what's happened in our generation is when we get those butterflies, you know, when you meet somebody for the first time and you connect, like there's a soul connection, your energy is just like on the same frequency, you know, and you're attracted to each other, and it's more than just physical, like it's deeper, you know, and you know those people because you end up usually getting in a serious relationship, you know, as time goes on, and you want to be with that person and you want to kind of like mold yourself into them. Biblically speaking, that's what's called marriage. Biblically speaking, marriage just means two becoming one. You know, two people becoming one flesh in mind, in thoughts, in lifestyle, in beliefs, in thought patterns, in production, in building things. There's a few kinds of love if you're not aware. There's phileo love, which is basically like a friendship love, and this is a comrade type love. Like, you are my homie, you're in my crew, we're on the same level, we're going at the same pace, you know, we're beneficial for each other, right? There is eros love, which is a different kind of love. This is a erotic love. They don't need explaining that. And then there's this other love, which is more like a parental love, and this is the unconditional love. It's called agape love. Agape love is something that many people don't ever get the privilege of experiencing. One of the most basic survival needs is to find that connection, okay? That love that you can take all three of them and tie them together. And that is usually what you would call your partner. If you've ever been in a relationship that lasted longer than 2 or 3 years, they say 2 years is how long it takes for people to actually show their true colors, that you can put on a front. You know, you get dressed up and you basically put your best foot forward, and you're kind, you know, you're flirty, but you always assume the best of the other person, because when the feelings that first cocooned your relationship in the beginning, you saw no flaws in that person and you were basically just blinded and your perspective was nothing but assuming the best of that person, that's a good thing. It's a form of protection. Can you imagine you're finding the love of your life and you're just infatuated with them and you're passionate with them and they're your whole world, they're your everything, and the world is right. And it's not till about 2, 3, if you're more of a long-term commitment person, 5, 7, maybe even 10 years into the relationship, if you're really good, that you get bored. Like, you're just done and it's boring and life gets in the way, and it's kind of like that Taylor Swift song that she says, life makes love look hard. That line, well, it's true. Life makes love look hard. First, I want you to know that it is totally normal to experience these feelings of falling out of love, where the butterflies are gone. They're no longer there. You look at the person, and when they come home, you're actually not excited to see them. Your primary thoughts go elsewhere. It's been a few years of just living life, and when you have a 9-to-5 and you have to wake up every morning and you don't get to spend time with your partner and you don't get to do fun things and nothing's new. You guys aren't doing new things constantly. You're no longer surprising each other. You're no longer sharing what you're learning. You basically have stopped growing, or maybe one person's growing and the other person's not, and so there becomes to be an imbalance in the relationship. And then you can throw in things like finances or bills or family, extended family, things that would cause conflict in a relationship where the attachments are no longer being made, the soul attachments that you may create when you meet someone new or you have a new group of friends, right? You do things together when you meet someone new, and you have new experiences, and those new experiences basically create emotional attachments, emotional connections. But when you've been with the same person for more than a couple years and you've lived the same life for more than a couple years, the soul craves expansion. The soul craves newness and adventure and risk and freshness and surprise. Our souls are explorers, right? They're discoverers. They want to explore and conquer and accomplish. And so when you've been in the same relationship for a long time, you get bored, right? And then you start fighting, and then you just only see that person's flaws, and everything that you used to love about them you don't even see anymore, and all you see now are like the things that drive you crazy, the things that annoy you, or the things that piss you off. It's because she doesn't feel loved, he doesn't feel respected, or vice versa. She doesn't feel respected, he doesn't feel loved. You take each other for granted, and basically there's this pulling. Like, I need you to fill me. I've got this emptiness, this hole, this black hole inside of me that needs love and needs to be fed. I need affection. I need attention. I need affirmation. I need encouragement. I need to know that I am significant and valuable. And if you are not filling that need in me, I gotta find it. I gotta go elsewhere and find it. Maybe if you've been in a relationship where the partner actually went out with another person and found it in that other person. And so this is where we get to this point of, I'm just not in love with you anymore. I've fallen out of love. Whether you're the person who is bored in the relationship and you've fallen out of love and you know that you got to go find it and you just don't know how, I'm going to tell you one thing. Speaking from experience, I wasn't who I wanted to be. And I didn't realize that my circumstances were the result of my own creation, that I am responsible for my own circumstances, and that life is not the sum of the circumstances that happen to you, but your life and your feelings right now are the sum of the circumstances and beliefs that you have adopted and created. But the good news is that you can change those right now, in an instant. You can go from believing you're not good enough, you're not worthy of love. You can go from believing that person will never satisfy you, and maybe this person over there will. The grass is always greener on the other side. Like, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Like, people actually literally think, I thought this, that it was the person I was with. It was them, it was their fault, and if I could just change the person, that my life would change. But you know what the problem is? When you change, or when you move, or you leave the circumstances you're in and try to start new, you go there too. You're the one. I'm the one. We're the one that goes into the new circumstance. And whether it takes 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years, I realized that I'm going to be in the same spot. I'm always going to want something new. The human race, do you imagine what it was like being the Wright brothers who told everybody they were going to fly, and how everybody thought that they were crazy and were like, yeah, you're going to fly, you freaking nutbag. Can you imagine the feeling the first time they got an airplane up in the sky and they were looking down over the buildings and over their farm and over all that stuff? Can you imagine the excitement and the adrenaline and the passion and just the obsession, like being in love, how it felt for them? But let me share a secret with you about humanity. I flew in an airplane today, and you know what's so sad? I didn't even look out the window because I'm bored of it. Like, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. Like, I want to go see space. I just saw the movie Passengers, and I'm ready to, go see the new civilization on Mars, okay? So we always want to advance. We always want to progress, and Tony Robbins just nails it on the head when he says, happiness is found in progress. And so what I'm here to share with you is, being somebody who's experienced this, who's been through the being in love and then falling out of love and then allowing life to dictate my happiness rather than creating the kind of relationship that I wanted with my spouse, I thought maybe I can go find it with somebody else. Maybe love isn't something you find. Love is something you create. chemistry you can find. You can find chemistry, and that will last for like maybe 6 months or a year or 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky. But love? No, love is something you create, something you build, something you choose to do. I wrote here in my journal, it says, decide in advance what you really want. Okay? You may know what you don't want right now, especially if you're going through a hard time. But I want to challenge you to write down, what do you want? If you want a joy-filled, positive, energizing, beneficial, helpful, supportive, dynamic, and passionate relationship, decide that that's what you want. Because the reality is, you could go out and you can find somebody else to do it with, to create that relationship with. The truth is, you could go out on the street and you could decide in advance, this is the kind of relationship I want and I'm going to make it happen. And you could literally go out and pick somebody off the street and create that relationship. If you really wanted to, as long as they're willing to play ball, you could make it happen with that person. But on the other hand, if you can create that kind of relationship with almost anybody, then you can create that relationship with the person that you're with, as long as they want the same thing. I don't care if you want to start this second. You don't even have to wait till tomorrow. You can decide right now who you want to be, the kind of relationship you want to have, the kind of love that you want to create, and you can actually create it. You can align yourself and your emotions, just like Napoleon Hill says in Think and Grow Rich, or like Rhonda Byrne says in The Secret. You can align your thoughts and your emotions with those feelings. And the universe is a crazy thing. If you believe in the law of attraction, you can actually align your thoughts and your emotions and get yourself on the frequency of belief, of feeling those emotions, that excitement that you would feel as if you already had it, right? Like, you have to start acting right now as if you already had it. And I swear to God, what's going to happen faster than you can even imagine is it's going to start to happen. Because that's just the next logical step in the flow of progress, is thinking it, believing it, feeling it, acting as if it's already happening, and you'll be shocked at what happens. And so I want to challenge you to apply this technique to your relationship that you're in right now. 1, write down what it is that you want. 2, share it with your partner. Share with them what you want the relationship to look like. See if you guys can be on the same page. That's what you want to do. Number 3 is make sure that you guys are on the same page and that you both want the same thing. Because if you don't both want the same thing, maybe that person is not right for you, and no matter how bad it's going to hurt, you need to leave, or they need to leave, and it needs to be a mutual decision. So make sure, number 3, that you guys are on the same page with what you want. And if you are, or if that person maybe wasn't on the same page but wants what you said, give them a shot. As long as they're teachable, they're moldable, and they're willing, with keyword willing, okay? If they're not willing, like, forget it. Just move on. Find somebody who is. I know that's rough, but it's true. If they're willing, okay, to try to create that with you, you've got to go after it with full force, because I'll tell you what, the strongest force wins. It's like that ancient Indian story of the 2 wolves. You know, you've got like the wolf that pulls the negativity on you, and then you've got the wolf that's like telling you, yes, you can do this. Like those 2 wolves, right? Which one's stronger? The one that you feed, the one that you think about. And what you think about grows. So if you're always spending your mind and spinning your wheels thinking about why this sucks, why that sucks, why that person sucks, that's all you're going to see. That is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until literally it's all that you see and you just can't take it anymore. You're like, I gotta leave. But if you flip the tables and all you think about is what you want to create, right? The relationship you're in right now, it is a moment-by-moment commitment. Moment by moment. Every moment, every day, you have to decide, what do I want with this person or with the people I'm with right now? And stop thinking about what's out there, you know, what's over the rainbow, and realize that maybe the universe has you here for a reason, with the people it has you here with for a reason. Maybe the universe is trying to teach you something that you haven't learned yet. Maybe there's something called unconditional love that you haven't learned, that you know not yet, that you really should know and can know. You have to replace a habit with another habit. So bad habits are basically just bad thought processes, right? Like you have a bad habit because you think a certain way. So if you change the way that you think, you can't just get rid of a habit. You have to start a new habit. So when you find yourself in this thought pattern of negativity, I want you to practice replacing that thought with a positive thought of what you actually want. Right? And it's going to be really hard. It's going to be hard as hell, I'm telling you. But now that you're aware, you can start practicing. It's like building muscles. Like I got some guns under here that I've been practicing. That's why I'm wearing a sweater. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like a muscle. You got to build it and you got to practice it. So it's okay if it's weak at first. Just keep practicing. Don't give up. You're a champion. The only way you can fail at a relationship is if you quit. And that's the difference. You don't have to live in misery for the rest of your life. If the other person, remember, write down what you want, share it with your partner, make sure they're on the same page, and then start to create together. Start to build it together, okay? And as long as the two of you are willing to work, you can make it happen because you were born to be a conqueror. You were born a champion. You were born to achieve. Do you know why? Because so many other people are going through what you're going through right now. So many. And so many people need help, and so many people don't know unconditional love, and so many people don't understand that you can make it work with anybody. You can create what you want with anybody because the problem is you. The problem is inside ourselves. It's not the other person. It's the way we choose to see that person. It's the way we choose to interpret that person's actions for the worse instead of for the best. It's the way that we assume accusation and the way we misinterpret what people say to us, that we assume that they're out there to harm us instead of there to help us. We assume that our partners are trying to hurt us instead of help us. Well, flip the tables, change your perspective, change your story. What if they're really trying to help you? I don't care if they are or not. Just pretend. Believe that. You can interpret life like that. And I don't care. Call it idealism. Call it delusional. I would rather live that life because you're going to be happier. You're going to be way happier. And you're going to treat other people better. Right? And it's going to be like a snowball effect that gets bigger and grows with time. So understand that relationships never go away. So you can leave the person you're with now, and that's fine, and the universe will deliver you what you want. But just remember the law of attraction, that you attract into your life what you are, what you align yourself with emotionally and vibrationally. And so if you want something more than what you have to become more. And so I want to leave you with be in the present, be aware, be in appreciation, be in allowing, be who you're with, and remember those 4 steps. Write down what you want, plan it in advance, go after it with full force. All right? Love you. Love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again soon. I hope this message inspired you to be better, to achieve more, to believe and become more than you ever thought possible or ever imagined. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, share the video, and let me know, comment and post below things that you would like me to talk more about. Till next time, be the champion you were born to be. I believe in you. You need to believe in you too.